is Tammy. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about 10 books that I want to read before the end of 2016. Oh my gosh, this year has gone by like it's no one's business. Like, we're in October. Right now we're towards the end of October and it's so scary. Halloween is very soon, and then it's going to be Thanksgiving, and then before you know it, it's going to be Christmas, and then before you know it, it's 2017. Oh my gosh, time, slow down. Give me some time to catch up, god damn it. Like, where are you going? No one is chasing you, time. Okay, slow down. You're going too fast, too fast, too fast. 2016 started yesterday. Anyways, yeah, time is going by and my October TBR is set, so I have November and December to read all these 10 books, which I can do, but you know, there's no guarantee. Okay, there's no guarantee. I may not, this not even May, I will not be able to read all these books on this list, but I am crossing my fingers that I am able to get to these books, or at least like 80-90% of these books on this list. So yeah, let's get to it. So before I get to the 10 books on this list, I want to give an honorary shout out to one book that seems to be making the list every single year, and that is none other than The Host by Stephenie Meyers. Now, I don't know what it is. Okay, you know, I know what it is. It's not that the book is bad. You know, this is a lot of people's favorite Stephenie Meyers book because they talk about how much she improved as a writer from Twilight series to this book, and they say it's amazing, and you know, the concept sounds interesting, and the first couple chapters I've read of this book is interesting, but because we don't know if or when Stephenie Meyers is going to continue on with this series, I just cannot get myself to read it. There are other books out there, other series that I want to read, I'm interested in reading, and the authors are continuing on with this series and we know where we stand with those books, so I am just more inclined to read those ones. If Stephenie Meyers comes out next year and says, you know, so date, the book 2 of the series will be coming out, I'll totally read it. I like what I'm reading so far, but like my brain just cannot continue. So moving on to the list of the 10 books that I want to read by the end of the year. The first on the list is none other than Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I've been wanting to read this book for a long time now. I thought I was going to read it last year. I didn't, but you know, I am going to read this one. Definitely going to read this one. This I have on my TBR for November, so hopefully I will have time to get to it. I am going to be very busy in the month of November. I'm going to be doing some traveling, and I'm going to be also participating in NaNoWriMo, and that's going to be a lot of work, but I've heard nothing but good things about this series and I've been wanting to read it for so long, and I'm craving high fantasy right now. I just want to get into a complex world, and this is just the right thing to read right now, so I'm praying and hoping that I will get to it. If this is the only book I read in November, I'm going to make it happen. It's going to be my very first Brandon Sanderson book, so I'm really looking forward to this because I have heard nothing but amazing things about his writing. Book 2 on my list is Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. This is the first book in another high fantasy series. I love high fantasy, what can I say? This has been said to be the YA Game of Thrones, and that is very interesting. I want to see what they're saying because I love Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones. This was on my TBR a couple months ago, but I wasn't able to pick it up, so hopefully maybe this will be my TBR for December. I don't know, maybe. I'm excited to read this one. I've heard nothing but amazing things about it, so hopefully I get to it. Book 3 on my list is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This is the first book in another fantasy series. This takes place in London, and in this world there are alternate versions of London. So there is Red London, there is Black London, and our main character can travel between those different worlds. It sounds really interesting. I've heard good things about it. I've heard good things about the author V.E. Schwab or Victoria Schwab, depending on what book it is. So I'm excited to read it. It's going to be my first VA Schwab book. This is another one that I put it on my list for November. Oh, God save me November, because NaNoWriMo, traveling, reading, YouTubing, oh my God. Hopefully I can do those things, but I'm excited to read this one because I've heard nothing but amazing things about Victoria Schwab or VA Schwab, and I just want to see what the hype is about. Book 4 on my list is The Lighting Thief by Rick Riordan. This is the first book in the Percy Jackson series. I think everybody and their mom knows about this series. Unfortunately, have not read it yet. I know, I have not read it yet, but I'm interested in reading it, and it's never too late. This is one of those middle grades that anyone of any age can read and enjoy. I have no goal at all, no intention at all to finish this series this year. It's not going to be possible, but I want to at least start it, so hopefully I can do that. Number 5 on my list is a book that was on my list last year but I didn't get to, and that is The Winner's Crime by Marie Rukowski. I'm butchering that, but sorry. It is the first book in a trilogy. The trilogy concluded this year. It is, I believe, about a girl who is the general's daughter, and the two options she has is to get married, I believe, or join the army, but she doesn't want to do either of them, so we follow her journey, and yeah, that's all I know about this book, but hopefully I get to pick it up this year. Book number 6 on my list is Americanah by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. This is a book about a girl who travels from Nigeria and studies, I believe she's an international student that goes to, what is it, Harvard or Yale? Something like that. So we pretty much go through her journey from Nigeria and coming to the US to school, and really getting used to culture and her struggles with the cultural difference. I believe she also writes a blog about it all. The author herself, Chimamanda, is Nigerian, and if you don't know, I am Nigerian also. So I am very ashamed that I haven't read her book yet. I've wanted to read this book for a long time now, but this year, this is one book that I have to read this year. I have to read this book this year. I might read it in November, I'm not sure, but I have to read this book this year, okay? It has to happen. I'm trying to read more authors from my country, trying to support authors who write diversely and authors who write characters that I can relate to. So I'm trying to get into more of reading those. I'm also very much interested in this story because I moved at a fairly young age to the United States also, and I had to go through getting used to the cultural difference in high school. Oh my gosh, can you imagine going from such a different world and coming to the US and just thrown into high school? That process was so interesting for me, and I only stayed in high school for about a year because my transcript promoted me, so, and then I had to go to college, so it was just like, wait, I was just wrapping my head around high school, now I have to go to college. It was very interesting, so I'm really interested to see this character's struggles and how she overcame them, so I'm really excited to read this one. Book number 7 on my list is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Now this book I'm really interested in. It is a book about grief. Our main character just lost someone and is dealing with the pain and the grief, and I believe the grief is kind of turned into this monster that visits our main character, something like that. It's just so interesting, and the movie comes out, I believe, in November or December, so I really want to read it before going to watch the movie. So I will get to that book sometime before the movie comes out. I'm really interested in it, and it's not a big book. It's a quick read, and I believe there are illustrations in it. It's a pretty fast read, so I would definitely get to this one this year. Book number 8 on my list is Cracked by K.M. Walton. This is a book about bullying. We have two main characters. One of them is the one doing the bullying and the other is the one being bullied. Now both boys are going through really tough things at home, which is what is affecting their actions. Things got really tough at home to where both characters tried to take their lives, and they both ended up in the same psych ward and being roommates. There is no escaping each other, so they pretty much have to work through their problems together. It sounds really interesting, and this whole year I've been wanting to read more books that deals with mental issues, and this is one of them. So hopefully I can get to read this before the end of the year. If not, it's okay, I will read it early next year. Book number 9 on my list is The Raven Boys. It is the first book in the Raven Cycle Quartet by Maggie Stiefvater. this book I have heard, this whole series, I've heard nothing but amazing things about. A lot of people love this series, and from what I've heard about this series, I don't really know much, but it seems like something I would really enjoy. And I've been wanting to read this one for a while now. I haven't been able to get to it all year. So hopefully I can read the first book in the series, The Raven Boys, this year, and then continue with the series next year. And the last but definitely not the least on my list, I have tried reading this book for all of this year, but it just is not, it's not clicking. I don't know, something is not clicking. That is none other than Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. Yeah, my bookmark is still where it was last time. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I've heard nothing but good things about this series, and I want to watch the show, but I want to read the series before I watch the show. I don't know what it is, but something is not clicking. And the unfortunate part of this book is when I picked this up, I picked up the first 5 books in the series. So I feel like I'm committed. So I can't just dump it and be like, you know what, I'm gonna watch the show. Because I got the first 5 books, I feel committed, and I feel like I have to absolutely read the series. I feel like it's a thing where if I go further than this, because I haven't really read a lot at all, maybe if I get halfway through, I wouldn't want to put it down anymore and I'm just like speed through it. This is my ultimate goal, to finish by the end of the year. I do not want to go into 2007 without finishing this book yet. So, you know, if I have to stay at home for a month, I will finish this book. Okay? I will conquer you. I will conquer it. Outlander, pray for me, please. I want to finish this book this year. So that is it. Those are the 10 books that I want to read before the end of 2016. Hopefully I get to read these books, but it's not looking like it's going to happen. If you have a list of books you want to finish before the end of 2016, let me know in the comments. Maybe we have some books in common. We can motivate each other to read them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. That is all that I have for you for this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!